Chapter 2 The Vanishing Glass. Nearly 10 years had passed since the Dursleys had found baby Harry Potter on their doorstep. But if anyone had met him now, they would never have guessed he was anything other than a very ordinary, rather small boy with messy black hair, round glasses, and clothes far too big for him, hand-me-downs from his cousin Dudley. Harry lived in the cupboard under the stairs, a small, dark space filled with spiders. The Dursleys had never treated him like part of the family. While Dudley had two bedrooms, one for sleeping and one just for his toys, Harry's tiny cupboard barely fit his body. Birthdays came and went unnoticed. He wore Dudley's old clothes, cooked breakfast, and was yelled at for anything and everything, even when it wasn't his fault. Despite this miserable life, Harry had always sensed something strange about himself, things he couldn't explain. Once, when Dudley's gang had chased him, he somehow ended up on the roof of the school building, as if he'd flown. Another time, his hair grew back overnight after a disastrous haircut. The Dursleys hated any mention of these weird things and punished him harshly whenever they happened. On the morning of Dudley's 11th birthday, the Dursleys decided to take him to the zoo, and unfortunately, Harry was forced to come along because Mrs. Fig, their usual babysitter, had broken her leg. Dudley whined the whole way there, angry that Harry had to be included, while his best friend Piers came along to enjoy the day with him. At the zoo, something remarkable happened. In the reptile house, the boys stopped in front of a large glass enclosure containing a boa constrictor. Dudley and Piers quickly lost interest when it appeared to be asleep, but Harry stayed, watching it intently. Then, and to his shock, the snake opened its eyes and looked right at him. Even more shocking, when Harry whispered, "Sorry about them," the snake nodded. Somehow, they understood each other. Just as Harry was marveling at the connection, Dudley pushed him aside to get a better look. In that instant, the glass front of the enclosure vanished, and the snake slid out onto the floor, causing panic throughout the reptile house. The boa constrictor gave Harry a parting glance and hissed, "Brazil, here I come. Thanks, amigo," as it slithered away. The Dursleys were furious, though Harry insisted he hadn't done anything. Vernon locked him in his cupboard without dinner and accused him of deliberate magic. Harry, confused and frightened, wondered once again why such strange things kept happening to him. That night, lying in the dark, he dreamed of flying motorcycles, flashes of green light, and a distant, high-pitched laugh, dreams he had often but never understood. What he didn't know was that these were not just dreams. They were memories. And very soon, the truth about who he was would begin to unravel. Subscribe for next chapter.